Joining me also on the telecast right now is Aanchal Jain. She is the CEO of PMI Electro Mobility Solutions Private Limited. The company manufactures electric buses. Good to have you, Aanchal, on the telecast with us. And my first question to you, what do you think are the current trends and the challenges in the electro mobility industry? And how do you think PMI Electro Mobility Solutions can address these challenges?
Electric mobility is really the need of the hour. We've seen, the number of cars and vehicles and buses increase by many fold over the past couple of years in the electric mobility space. As a very good example of the current AQI trends we've seen in the country, especially in Delhi in the recent past, there is no two debate about that electric mobility is where the future is headed. Going about the trends, I can tell you from a PMI perspective, we sold our first electric bus in 2017, and that number has risen to currently 1,200 buses on road, which are 1,200 EV buses on the road with a steady order book of currently around 3,000. So the trend that we see is that there is greater acceptance of EV vehicles, both in the private commercial private cars, in two-wheeler space, in three-wheeler space, and both in the public mobility space of buses and so on. Challenges will remain in trying to make these vehicles more affordable to the general population so that the uptake can increase even more, building a more robust charging infrastructure across the country so that even if I were to do a long distance, I could still rely on my electric car or my electric bus and so on.
Right.
And further technological advancement to increase the range and the efficiency of the batteries and so on. So in all, though, I see a very bright future for the electric mobility space.
Absolutely. What are the technological advancements into electromobility field that your company has been able to achieve?
I think, when we've developed these EV vehicles, and I'll specifically talk about PMI, when we've developed these vehicles, not only we've thought about, okay, how can we make a more superior product in terms of only, being electric instead of diesel driven or so on, we've always also thought about how to make it more world class and more comfortable for the masses. Ultimately, the average user of a PMI electric bus, we believe, needs to have same level of comfort as, if I were to use my car and so on. So the EV vehicles are extremely quiet as opposed to your traditional diesel vehicles and so on.
Yeah.
All our EV buses are air conditioned, which we strongly believe in as we talk about sustainability and so on, that we should have the same level of comfort available to everyone who's using these buses. They are set up with world-class, ITMS services where you can track where the bus is, the GPS systems, cameras, and all of those things. So when we've seen this growth of EV buses, we've seen not only technological advancement in terms of, yes, we are using batteries instead of traditional vehicles. We've seen more comfort go hand in hand with that. We are also seeing developments in the charging infrastructure now in the EV space, where now people are going for more renewable sources of energy for the charging infrastructure as well. So overall, everyone's really pushing forward to, make this line of transport more sustainable, more comfort in all aspects.
Okay. How is India facing the electric vehicle charging infrastructure related challenges? And have you taken any initiative in that lead?
So one, very good thing about when we've started the EV bus scheme in India, it is all under something known as a GCC contract, in which basically we tie up with the STUs and operate the buses, like as in the OEM or a mobility company with the OEM operates these buses for the next 10, 12 years and so on. And in return, we get a depot from the government. So for example, to give an example of Delhi, if you were to run a EV DTC bus, we would get a land allotment or a depot allotted where we could park these buses and charge these buses. So this has been a great initiative by the government because, say even if you think of Delhi, the depots are very well scattered, and we have just built our electric EV infra there. So this has never been a challenge for us, at least in the city transport, because you are given a dedicated space to put your chargers where you could go park your buses and charge your buses. In some cities, we've also gotten sites for opportunity charging stations. So in that sense, I would really commend the government for thinking it through so well and providing us with those opportunity charging spots and depot spaces and so on, so that when we are running these buses in the cities, charging infrastructure, thankfully, has never been a challenge for us.
Right. Do you feel, particularly about government's Prime Minister EBUS SAA Scheme, do you think it has benefited your company particularly and its operations?
So the EBUS scheme, or the EBUS SAA scheme, will actually, the tender was just announced earlier this week. So it's actually going to go live in the next couple of months. But we are really excited about that. It will, the first tender is, I think, around for 3,300 buses or 3,000 odd buses. And that would definitely increase the penetration of e-buses across the country by many-fold. And PMI is very excited about being a participant in that. We strongly believe in the electrification of the country in terms of the mobility, and to be a partner of that will be a matter of great pride for us.
Right. Now, PMI Electro is also working in the field of green mobility solutions. With this, what are some of the sustainable operations that you have pursued in your business?
When PMI thinks of sustainability, we think through three aspects of sustainability. First is, quite evident that we are making EV buses. Currently, through our electric transportation, we've accounted for almost 7 crore green kilometers. So just by the fact that our buses are run on batteries and not on diesel, we contribute to the sustainability aspect right away. So that's, the one major obvious one.
Right.
The second aspect of sustainability I strongly believe in is reducing the rural-urban divide. So PMI buses run across 28 cities, which is a combination of tier 2, tier 3 cities as well. So we believe by making affordable transportation available across these different cities across the country, we've contributed to another aspect of sustainability, because sustainability is not only about, contributing to the environment in terms of going more green, but sustainability is also about providing job opportunities, about giving equal access to everyone, and so on. So I believe by increasing the availability of public transportation, we've contributed to that sustainability aspect as well. And third is, by increasing our bus operations, we've increased job opportunities. We have an all-women run battery plant. So we've also tried to reduce gender divide. So these are other aspects of sustainability that PMI believes in.
And finally, Aanchal, before I let you go, what are your growth prospects? How are you planning to increase the viability of your company?
So we've just, recently announced our first fundraise, which was a 250 crore that we got from Piramal Investments, Piramal Alternatives, that we are very excited about. We are extremely dedicated of this mission to electrify India and provide cleaner transport. And our growth plans will go hand in hand with the growth initiative of this country in this regard. We are very excited about the PM EBUS SAA Scheme and PM's vision of of the net zero emissions. And we will always keep working in our capacity and our ability to do anything we can to contribute to that mission.
Right. Thank you, Aanchal, for joining us on the telecast, sharing your views and the roadmap ahead for your electric manufacturing goals.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.